The soldier secretly cut his photo with a knife. Then while the staff member went to stamp documents, he quickly took out the pass from the drawer and stuck his photo onto it. But a pass without a stamp was useless, so he had to try to stamp it using the stamp from the documents. Even when the man used all his strength, there was no trace left on the pass. So he directly jumped into the officer's office, used a pen to open the safe, then took out the stamp inside and stamped the pass. Now all the preparations were complete. As a South Korean soldier, he wanted to escape to North Korea, because serving in South Korea was not only harsh, but he constantly faced the risk of being shot. But just as the man confidently ran out, he suddenly stopped in his tracks. He noticed the area was surrounded by watchtowers and fully armed patrols. Escaping under these circumstances seemed impossible, and the only exit was the main gate of the camp. But the army was hosting a ball, and the streets were filled with drunk officers. The man searched around and finally found a car with keys, and the car door wasn't locked. He then casually grabbed an officer who was alone at the ball, helped him into the car. While driving, he deliberately lowered his hat to avoid being recognized. Next, he just needed to pass through the big gate and he'd be free. Halfway, the officer got out of the car at the fields. However, just as the man was preparing to head for North Korea, he encountered a convoy. Although they were from the army, he was now a deserter, and he couldn't afford to be exposed. Unfortunately, the gas tank ran out of fuel. Even if he wanted to escape now, he couldn't. The man had no choice but to stop by the roadside. Soon, he drew attention from the convoy. The next second, they started reversing toward him. He remained very calm, so he took out his pass. But the officer didn't believe him, because army vehicles were always filled with gas in advance. And the man, as a soldier, was not only driving an officer's car but also alone. Everything seemed very suspicious. The officer immediately prepared to call the army office. At that moment, the man quickly claimed he was from the security department, on a secret mission ordered by the higher-ups. He was then invited back to the base and his car was filled with gas. Thus, the man not only successfully rescued his friend, but also drove with him into the North Korean border.